When it comes to powering the various things on your 3D printer, such as your heated bed or your hot end, you want to make sure the wires for those connections are secured in these terminals very well so that they don't come loose. However, there is a raging debate on the internet as to what the best way to secure those wires to these terminals are. And that really centers around whether or not you should be using wires that are tinned like this, and Creality tins their wires from the factory. And they do that because it makes assembly much easier. When they're pre-tinned, you don't have copper wire strands going everywhere, and they just slot in nicely. But some people say doing that will eventually lead to some wear on the terminals, and the wires might come loose because of that, and that would not be good. So the solution that people say is use bare copper and just slot that in. Now, it doesn't go in quite as nice, and it has its own problems when securing itself into the terminals here. But you know what no one is debating? The fact that ferrules are the actual best way to handle this. There is a tool and a product that is designed specifically for this task. People who deal with things like audio and when they build speakers and connect to their amp know that ferrules are very good for these types of connections. And when it comes to 3D printing, that's no different. So what is a ferrule? It is a little crimped connection that goes over the bare wire, like so. And then once it's over the wire, you take a crimping tool and you slide it over the metal portion of the ferrule, and you squeeze real hard, let go, and you've got this. Now this connection is more or less kind of square now rather than a circle, and it's held on extremely well. That thing is just not coming off. And you have the benefit, the fact that these slide in quite nicely compared to the stranded wire. See? So goes in, and then when you screw everything down, the connection that is made is absolutely secure. You can pull on this a lot, and if we're talking about a Ender 3, for instance, the bed moves a lot, and of course your hot end moves a lot, and sometimes those wires tug. And if it's tugging a little bit, you don't want it to come loose, because if that happens, well, electricity goes where it shouldn't, and that's what can contribute to problems like your mainboard here catching on fire. And, well, you don't want to burn your house down. So the tool here is like 30 bucks for this really nice ferrule crimper, as well as all these ferrules. If you're doing any sort of maintenance on your printer and you've got to get to the main board anyway, it is very much worth your time to ferrule every connection and do it properly. Let's be clear here. This is the best way to handle this particular type of connection. So if you can spare the $30, very much it is worth your time to do this. So hopefully this little tidbit of information can help you prevent burning your house down, because it is a matter of safety after all. So hope that was informative.